What is up, YouTube? And today I'm bringing you guys another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. Today I'm rehashing one of the deck profiles I did earlier, my Raidraptor deck, actually. I didn't like the quality of that video, so I decided I'm going to redo it here. I know, I am unprofessional. So let's kick this off here. First monster we got, our first three of Raidraptor Tribute Lanius. This is your 1800 beater of the deck. He's a Foolish Burial or Foolish Burial of Goods for any Raidraptor card in your deck. Ordinarily, you'll be sending your Mimicry Laniuses off with this guy. Or if you're in a pinch, you want to send your Readiness to the graveyard, just so that you can live another turn, basically, if it comes down to that. Next three we have here is the Raidraptor Mimicry Lanius. This is the card, like I said, that you'll be usually sending off with your Tribute Lanius, because the turn this card is sent to the graveyard while you're in your main phase. You can banish this card from your graveyard and add a Raidraptor card from your deck to your hand. Not just a monster, Raidraptor card, so you can search out like your Raidraptor's Readiness or any of the Raidraptor monsters with this card. Next three we've got here is our Vanishing Lanius. This guy is your Goblinberg of the deck. He allows you to make the rank 4 plays, because you can get, when he's normal summoned or special summoned, you can, during your main phase, special summon one Raidraptor monster from your deck to your hand. And a cool play you can do with this guy is summon him. And if you have another one in your hand, you can summon another one. Then go off, you know? His effect is not hard once per turn. Alright, next monster we got here is the last three we have is the Raidraptor Fuzzy Lanius. While you control a Raidraptor monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. But you're locked into Raidraptor special summons for the rest of the turn. Just be wary of that. And a two of now, we've got Raidraptor Pain Lanius. What Pain Lanius does is you can target one Raidraptor monster you control, which would be the cost, and its effect damage here is not cost. You take damage equal to the attack or defense, whichever is lower, and you special summon this card, and it becomes the same level as that monster. So it helps you with your rank 4 plays, or whatever you need to do, pretty much. Or if you just want to get that extra body, but you're not going to use them for a body, usually. Now we're on to our one-ofs. We've got the one-of Raidraptor Singing Lanius. While you control a XYZ monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. It's just a extra body. If you need to go and make a Link monster, you can do that. I usually use them in combo with the Icarus attacks, so that even if this guy's going to be destroyed, I can just Icarus attack something away. Next, we've got our Booster Strix. When Raidraptor monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can banish this card from your hand and destroy the attacking monster. That's what he does. You got the Raidraptor Lastrix. Lastrix is another one of those battle traps in your hand, but that's not what I use them for usually. Usually, I end up using his effect to tribute himself and special summon one Raidraptor XYZ monster from your extra deck, but it will be put back in the extra deck during the end phase. So, usually use them when you want to get up and rank up right away. And our last monster we got here is our Raidraptor Sharp Lanius. What Sharp Lanius does is he can target one face-up attack position monster during the main phase and change it to face-up defense position. So if you need to beat over something, but their attack was too high, but you can beat over their defense, you summon Sharp Lanius and change that battle position, you know. Also 1700 beater, which you won't be using very often, but he's an option. Alright, now we're going to move on to our spell lineup. First set of spells we've got is 2 Swallow's Nest. Swallow's Nest is a really nice card. It's a quick play spell. You contribute one face-up Winged Beast type monster. You special summon one Winged Beast monster from your deck with the same level of the tributed monster in the field. So say your effects get negated on your monsters or something. Like say you get Veiled or something. Your normal summons are very crucial in this deck. Very heavily reliant on that first normal summon. So if that happens, you can activate Swallow's Nest, target that monster, tribute it, and special summon the same monster or a different monster Or if you're bricked in something you don't have in your starters, you summon one of your regular level 4s, Swallows Nested away. Kind of fix you up there. Spell a trap move here. We've got 1 Twin Twister and 1 Hatronade. You don't really worry about spelling traps too often because you have Final Fortress Falcon in your extra deck, but it's an option. Next card, we've got Raidraptors Nest. If you control 2 or more Raidraptor monsters, you can add 1 Raidraptor monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect on Raidraptor Nest once per turn. So this guy can let you recycle a card you need. Say you use a card that you really need to use again, you can nest it back. Now for our draw power, we got 3 Allure Darkness. Your entirety of your deck is dark monsters, so the banishing cost usually isn't a problem. Next on, we're moving on to our rank up magics. We got rank up magic Soul Shave Force. What this card does is you can target pay half your life points, then target 1 Raptor XYZ monster in your graveyard. Special summon it, then special summon from your extra deck 1 XYZ monster that is 2 ranks higher than that monster, using that monster's XYZ material. This is treated as an XYZ summon. So this is good if you get to your go from rank 4 to rank 6, or rank 6 to rank 8, or rank 8 to rank 10. This card can do it, you know. Also, you get that life point cost for that Blade Burner play if you need it. And then your last spells is your rank up magic Skip Force. This card is the main rank up magic you'll be using in this deck. You target 1 Raidraptor XYZ monster you control. Special summon 1 Raidraptor monster 2 ranks higher than that monster had in the field. That's basically all it does for that. And then when it's sent to the graveyard, except for the turn it's sent, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 Raidraptor XYZ monster in your graveyard, special summon it with no drawbacks. So say you're losing hold of the game, you've got you lost maybe your Ultimate Falcon or something, you can banish this card and you can special summon your Ultimate Falcon or something back to the field, and then maybe go off from there. Alright, next we're going to move on to our traps. Yep, so we're going to start off with a 2 of here. Raidraptor Readiness. I'm thinking about bumping it up to 3 because it lets you survive for so long and it stops the destruction by battle of your Raidraptor monsters. Yeah, so with this card, you can do this on the turn and send to the graveyard too. So you can just activate it and send it to the graveyard. You can banish it and you take no further damage the rest of the turn, effect, or battle. So that works really well with the new time rules that can be used at any point in the duel. Next, we've got 2 Icarus attacks. What this card does is by tributing 1 Winged Beast monster on your side of the field, you destroy 2 cards on the field. But destroying 2 cards on the field is mandatory. So if your opponent does not have at least 2 cards, you gotta destroy at least one of your own, which is a downside, I guess. Now moving on to our counter traps of the deck. We got 2 Raptor's Gust. This is your archetype exclusive spell and trap negation. When a spell or trap card is activated while you control a Raidraptor card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Not bad, you know. It's better than Dark Bribe. Next, we got 1 Solemn Judgment. It's Solemn Judgment, and you got that life point cost for your Blade Burner Falcon, and just negate a lot of stuff. So, next up, we got our Solemn Strikes. I like to run 1 of each rarity just because it messes with people. So, it's Solemn Strike. What can you say about it? You can negate monster effect activations. You can negate the special summon of monsters from like the extra deck. So yeah, that is your spell and trap lineup. And next, we'll be moving on to the extra deck. We'll start this off with the card you're going to go into the most, probably. So say you go first, this is going to be your starter you want to go with. Your Force Strix. This card is your Searcher. He gains 5 attack and defense for each winged beast monster you control other than himself. You can detach 1 material. You can add 1 dark level 4 dark winged beast from your deck to your hand. This deck does not really like to go first. It likes to go second and destroy things. So if you do go first, force Strix it. Next card is another heavily card you're going to play a lot. Raidraptor, Revolution Falcon. This is a 2000 beater, and you can detach one XYZ material from this card. This target can attack all monsters your opponent controls, once each. And at the start of the damage step, if this card battles a special summon monster, you can make that special summon monster's attack points become 0. So say you're going against Blue Eyes, you summon this bad boy, they can't touch you unless they alternative it away or something. But any deck that revolves around special summoning monsters, which is a lot nowadays, they don't like this card and they'll have to get rid of it through effects. Next up, we've got the one of Blade Burner Falcon. If your opponent has 3,000 or more life points than you do, which isn't that hard to do in this deck with the amount of life point cost traps you're running, and your Soul Shave Force. You can make this card gain 3,000 attack points, so it becomes a whopping 4,000 beater. And if this card destroys the opponent's monster in battle, you can detach any number of materials from this card, and then destroy that exactly that many monsters your opponent controls. So, yeah, he's got some removal with him when he destroys the opponent by battle, so you're not only going to do a bunch of damage, but you're also going to be just popping monsters. Alright, next up, we've got Raidraptor Rise Falcon. I don't go into this very often. It's there if I need the just attack everything, then I can't make a rank 6. But usually if you're going into this, you probably could just make a rank 6. Next up, we got a 1 Final Fortress Falcon. I have not had to go into this guy yet, but he's there. He's an option. You got your Ultimate Falcon. Ultimate Falcon is probably your ideal monster to go into in your extra deck if you can get to him. He's got the immunity to being unaffected by other cards and effects. You see a lot of play with the other decks when they run Waking the Dragon. They'll run Ultimate Falcon. Another one of you got your Satellite Cannon Falcon. When this card is XYZ summoned, you can use its effect to destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls, and your opponent cannot respond to this effect. It's a 3,000 beater, and then you can detach a material from this card, target opponent's monster, and that monster loses attack for each Raidraptor monster in your graveyard. So if you need to go for game or something, you can use that effect to make an opponent's monster lose a bunch of attack, and by this point, you probably have quite a few Raidraptor monsters in your graveyard. Next up, we got number 77. You don't go into this guy too often, but when you do, he's a 4,000 beater if you need it. You got Cyber Dragon Infinity. Like 77, you don't do it too often, but it's an option for scooping up monsters or something. You got the Utopia package. And 1 Drumica doll, just for your extra link arrows. Now, it'd be nice if this deck got its own link monsters, but I doubt that will end up happening. So far I'll just stick with the Firefighting Drumica doll. Or I'm thinking about possibly throwing in Wee Witch's Apprentice instead. I'll see what I can do, because Wee Witch's Apprentice got that recovery effect for when it's destroyed. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching my deck profile, my Raidraptor deck. If you guys have any comments or suggestions, leave them down below. And have a great day. Bye!